guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to recap 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days, season 2, episode 3. So let's jump into it. So let's start off with John and Rachel. So they finally met each other. I feel like they have chemistry. You can kind of see the spark between them. So obviously we didn't know how far John lived from, I guess, the main airport, but it takes him 3 hours to get to his hometown. And not only does John, Rachel, and Lucy have to meet and get to know one another, they also have to meet, when I say also, I mean Rachel and Lucy meet John's mother. I forgot her name. So, John's mother is still a little bit apprehensive to the whole situation. I don't think she has anything bad to say about Rachel, it's just that she doesn't know Rachel type of thing. And like, that's what any mother would feel for their son. You kind of don't want to throw them to the wolves. You want to meet this girl, make sure she's the right one. The big issue, though, is John's lack of experience when it comes to children. And I'm not a mother, but John was acting a little bit crazy around Lucy. Asking her, does she need her toothbrush or toothpaste? Like, no, John. She's 8 months. She has no teeth. I didn't realize, but I would say John has anxiety for the way he's acting in the situation around Lucy. He seems like he's very on edge, he's very nervous, he's very panicky, to the point that, as we saw in the previous episode, he threw up. So, he seems very, very anxious. And I think that Rachel has been taking this quite well. And in Rachel's mind, I know that they're going to discuss in the next episode, but John, in Rachel's eyes, is Lucy's father. And don't get me wrong, John wants to be a father and stuff, but I feel like before he took that role, he needed to know that he was going to fully commit and be in that role. Like, it's very easy for me to say, like, you're going to be my boyfriend type of thing. But if we haven't dated or went out or anything, it doesn't really make it true type of thing. But I have to say that I commend him for he's actually giving it 100% effort. He went and bought baby stuff, and he didn't just buy like a crib and like a toy. He has a room for Lucy, has toys, has her crib, looks like a changing table. He has that already. The baby monitor thing, because it looks like they're on 2 different levels. But he had everything prepared to the best of his abilities. And I think that he really, really does care about Rachel, but he also really needs to consider him becoming a father. So if he lets Rachel in, he's going to also have to let Lucy in and her other daughter. So he's going to have an instant family type of thing, and he needs to make sure he's ready for it. His mom is not 100% into it, but I think if you give them some time, maybe they will get to that point. But 2 weeks is not enough time, so we'll just see what happens with their relationship. So the next couple I'm going to talk about is Darcy and Jesse. So at least this segment with them in it, it was much more happy and positive compared to their normal bickering and like, I don't like when you do this, I don't like when you do this type of thing. I really do like that at least Jesse is shutting it up for 1 second and allowing him to meet her daughters, I think Aniko and Aspen, and just kind of realize that this is Darcy's day. It's her birthday, and this is the day they decide to go for a boat ride, and then this is also the day that Jesse's going to meet his potential stepchildren. That's not happening. You also get to see that Darcy is kind of a little bit delusional because, or maybe just Jesse's super honest with the camera and the camera crew, because Jesse does not want to be a father. He is 24 years old. He is super young, and to be dealing with 11-year-old and a 12-year-old would be asking a lot. I can't even imagine Jesse disciplining them or telling them what they could or what they can't and cannot do, type of thing. And then being like, "You're not my father," type of thing. And I found it weird when, was it Darcy's daughter, her older daughter, I think Aniko, was like, "Oh, you know, Jesse's a millennial, so we may have a lot in common," type of thing. And I was kind of like, okay, go sit down, type of thing. Yes, he's a millennial, but you are not, type of thing. You are still a little girl, as far as I'm concerned. Plus, it'd be weird to have that much things in common with your mom's boyfriend versus your mom, type of thing. And I don't know what she meant in common. Maybe music or the latest fashion trends or something like that, but I was like, okay. I cringed at the boat scene of like, we're one big happy family and like we're all lovey-dovey, and I was kind of like, especially because you hear Jesse's true feelings in the confessional, and you're just kind of like, no, he doesn't really want to be a father, and it's not like he doesn't like your children or anything, but it's just like, stop saying that, type of thing. And I felt like it was forced. The whole picture moments and stuff like that was kind of like, come on, stepdad, come be a part of the family, type of thing. And I was just kind of like, no. But I looked at the preview for the next episode, and they're fighting again. So, you know, Darcy and Jesse are going to be Darcy and Jesse. So let's talk about one of my favorite couples, and I'm being so sarcastic. Tariq and Hazel. So I was wrong in the last video. Hazel is real. Hazel is just extremely shy and very reserved. But Tariq. Hazel don't want you. Okay? And she made it clear multiple times. At first I thought, okay, it was the power of editing. You know, TLC, the way they edit things, they make it come across or seem like something when it's not. But no. She said on multiple occasions that Tariq has promised her a lifestyle that she's been looking forward to. She wants to leave the Philippines. She's looking for a man that has a steady income, that has some money and stuff like that. She is looking for the American dream, and she's gonna ride Tariq's coattails to get it. And I don't know, and I highly doubt that this was discussed in their conversations and stuff, but she has other motives of coming to America. And I think her being with Tariq is just like a casualty. Like, I have to be with him to get to America, but at least I'll get to America. I can understand that she wants to live a better life. She's living a poor life where she currently is now, and she can't provide for her son, but she's using him. And I don't know how Tariq didn't realize this, because they've been chatting, and I don't even think it was for long. They've been chatting up, but I don't think that he really understood her intentions, type of thing, because I highly doubt like they were they were sexting and stuff like that, because she does not come across as that type of person. But yeah, the chemistry is not really there, and you can kind of tell she doesn't really show any affection towards him. She did give him a hug, but she didn't look as excited to see him as I expected her to look. There was no kissing, and like there doesn't need to be a makeout session, but there was not even like a peck. He kind of had to beg for a peck, which, like, this is someone he sees as his future wife and stepmother to his child, and he's not getting a peck. So it was kind of just, I wasn't feeling the vibe there. And she knows what she's doing. She has a plan, and Tariq is part of this plan, and all he needs to do is play his part for her to get what she wants, type of thing. But I think that she also needs to realize the way that Tariq is, he's not going to just kind of make kind of like give in to everything she wants and be like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, everything for you. Like, yes, he's being a gentleman right now, but like, he needs to be. They haven't met and they haven't gotten to know each other, so I'm not surprised there. But I don't think that's gonna work out, type of thing. They're not good for each other, and she doesn't want to be with him. So we're gonna end that segment there. Okay, for the next couple, we're gonna discuss Karini and Paul. So, continuing what happened last episode, he basically says, Karini, I want you to take a pregnancy test. I have a hard time trusting you because of that person she wrote on Instagram. And then, so she kind of puts up like a barrier of just like, no, I'm not doing this. And then she's kind of like, okay, fine. And that voice app thing is really, really, really good for them to communicate back and forth. I think it's much easier for them because they can at least look at each other and talk, instead of just, you're just kind of on your phone and then not really getting to communicate with that person. And plus they're in person. So she takes it. I guess Nino, I guess he was saying, like, is there baby? Like, baby? And then she says yes. I don't know if that was TLC's editing or she's acting like she's deaf or stuff like that. But she has him for like 2.5 seconds, convinced that she's pregnant, type of thing. And then he asks, is the baby mine? Which, like, you know, it's not, type of thing. And she goes, no. So this man is sitting there going like, oh, I knew it. Another girl played me for a fool. And then Karini was like, oh, no, Nino, type of thing. And I was like, girl, when were you gonna tell him that? You had him sitting there for 5 seconds thinking, oh, you're just another girlfriend that cheats on him and stuff like that. So I thought it was like really, really dumb. Anyways, the whole point of their segment was for them to meet up with her parents to discuss his criminal record. And he brought a translator so he can properly communicate his feelings and answer any questions that they have. Because as they pointed to in the previous season, it was hard for him, when I say him, Paul, to communicate with Karini's dad. And I guess it's weird not knowing how to speak the same language as someone and then being with them, like staying with them, type of thing, where it's just like no one can really talk to each other. Anyways, he goes through, or his translator Anna goes through. They discuss the charges that were against him at one point. They got the restraining order, the insurance fraud. I feel like I'm forgetting something else. But one of the things that they were alarmed about was like the restraining order and making sure that like, does he have any domestic violence things with him? Has he put his hands on a woman before? So, but he assured them that he didn't, and Karini backed them up, which I thought was a very, very good thing to do as a girlfriend, to be like, no, my man doesn't do this, and I feel safe with him. And I don't know if she has anything to worry about, but she fully trusts him, so I feel like Paul should fully trust her, type of thing. So that was kind of all, really, the main part of our segment. The next people we're going to talk about is Melissa and Ricky. So I was wrong in the last video. Okay, Melissa's real. Fake titty, fake ass and all, Melissa's real. But the thing is, Melissa don't want Ricky. Poor Ricky. And Ricky kept talking about, I'm gonna leave now, I'm gonna leave. Ricky wasn't going anywhere, type of thing. And I was shocked that Hazel was Hazel, which I was shocked, but I was like, okay, she is who she says she was. She did have braces, but like, things change, like whatever. But the thing is, so when he asked her like, it's so good to see you, like what was holding you up from coming? Because you know, I said I was gonna be here, I was gonna be in Colombia, and I did say that I'm gonna be at this restaurant. This girl had the nerve to say, oh, I was busy. Bish, where? Like, what do you mean you were busy? This is supposed to be your man. This is his future wife. And she was, you know, busy. She had other things to do. This man flew all the way down from the States to your country. Traveled a long way. Spent a lot of money for you to just be like, I'm busy, type of thing. Like, oh, it took me a while to fit you into my schedule, type of thing. I was just like, Ricky, leave this girl. Because they got to talk. His Spanish is not bad at all. They can at least have a bit of a conversation. I don't know how much English she knew, but I guess she kind of understood somewhat of like what he was talking about. But then he was trying to, as someone does, make plans for the next day. Ricky is not in Colombia because Ricky has family that he went to go visit, and then he happened to know that Melissa lived there too. Like, Ricky came to visit this country just for her. He has an engagement ring and everything. And he has told her to her face that he loves her when he had made that speech about the rose, giving her the bouquet of roses. So then she stood there and she was like, yeah. And she was like, yeah. And so then Ricky was like, okay, like, let's meet up tomorrow. Because he asked, like, what do you have to do? She's like, I just have homework and stuff like that. And I don't know if it was her way of being like, like when you kind of blow a guy off with telling them that, like, you're busy, so they won't ask you to go out, at least the next day. But I think she was trying to do that, but he really wasn't getting the hint, because I feel like Ricky is delusional now at this point. And so she's like, oh, I just have homework. So he's like, okay, let's hang out tomorrow, we can do stuff. And she did not say like, oh yeah, obviously, awesome. It was just kind of like, oh, we'll see how things go, type of thing. And I'm like, so like he came to this country to travel alone for the fun of it, type of thing. And what Ricky doesn't understand is that Melissa has just been using him. Melissa was happy with the weekly money she was getting from him to go spend it on whatever she wanted to do, her upkeep, and that's all that Ricky was. Ricky was not a potential husband. Ricky was not her man. Ricky was just her American friend that gave her money because she looks pretty, type of thing. And I don't know, Ricky's delusional. It is what it is. So I believe I'm on my last couple now. I believe so. So we're going to talk about people that had me rolling my eyes a couple times. Angela and Michael. So Angela. She finally gets to Nigeria and she can't wait to meet Michael. Michael's ready to meet her. Michael is just kind of apprehensive about her personality, and he keeps bringing up she being a grandma. She is a grandma in real life, but he's like mentioning that to describe like her look, like she's older, so she's like a grandma type of thing. Which I'm just like, Michael, you know what you signed up for. She didn't. It's not like she showed you pictures of her when she was like 20 years younger type of thing. You knew she was older and stuff. So I don't know why Michael's trying to act like, oh my god, she's older. Oh my god, I did not know. So anyways, she leaves the airport and she finds Michael right away. And it's like a scene in the movies. She dropped her bags, which I was like, girl, please do not lose your luggage or drop your bag in a foreign country. Especially your bag with your money. Because you know one of the bags was her purse. She drops her bag and she runs up to him. She gives him a warm hug and a kiss. You can tell that like she liked what she saw, and she was very, very, very happy to see him, which I could appreciate. Anyways, Michael's happy to see her too, and woof. Excuse me. So, like I said, oh my god, sorry about that. So like I said, Michael was happy to see her. So instead of staying with Michael at his mom's house, they decide to, or they discussed that Angela was going to rent a hotel. So, Michael talks about her appearance. So, like I said, Michael was talking about her appearance. So, he says that she looks a bit bigger than she, I guess, let on, or, like, I don't understand, like, are these people video chatting? Like, aren't you seeing, like, people's full bodies? And it's not like Angela was sent pictures of her as a size 2, and now he sees her as a size 20 type of thing. Like, he knew she was bigger. It's just, I guess, you see it in a different perspective when you're, like, in front of the person. But anyways, that's kind of his only qualms with meeting her for the first time. And he knows that she's American and she has a fiery personality. I guess he's used to the women he's dealt with being a bit more submissive, lowering their voice, being a little bit more calmer, and Angela is like on level 10 ecstasy, like I'm at a rave, like just high level type of person. Anyways, they are in the hotel and they're getting their room, and the guy's like, which I think that's some fake thing, 2 beds or 1 bed, and she's like, 2 beds? Type of thing. She needs to slow her roll and calm down, but like we all know she was going to have sex with Michael one way or another that night. And they get to the hotel room, they're on like start unpacking stuff. I roll 1. She gives him all this Donald Trump merch, I guess. The Make America Great Again hat, Donald Trump for whatever year president shirt, and he's like, oh my god, yeah, and he's like posing with it. Like, you can't tell me this guy works as an online marketer and not look up Donald Trump And if he did, and still like understood what Donald Trump stand for, and still wore his clothing, then he should be very ashamed of himself, type of thing. Then him and Angela deserve each other. Match made in heaven. So he's posing for it and stuff, so he takes off the stuff. So he's telling her, like, I know you're tired. Why don't you go take a shower, relax and unwind. And she's all like she's all like touching on him, being touchy-feely, being like, oh, I'm gonna get me some tonight, Michael. Like, and Michael's kind of like, Angela, like, stop. Like, also, Angela, there's cameras there, like, calm down. But they show next day where Angela got some. And it was really kind of cringy and a little eye-rolly the way that they were describing their love session. And like, oh, the contrast of the different skins. And she's like, oh, he went 2 or 3 times, type of thing. And I'm glad they're great in bed. I think, Paul and Karini and Darcy and Jesse, they've probably gotten intimate, but I think Angela and Michael are the first of the new couples, based on the episodes we saw, that have gotten intimate. And they have no complaints. They're good in the bedroom. So I think next episode they're going to meet his mom, and Angela starts panicking and stuff, I guess, as they're approaching his area, or his hometown, or his village, however he's bringing her there, talking about, Michael, they're looking at me. Like, yes, because you're this white lady with blonde hair, voluptuous personality type of thing that they've never seen before, probably, that they see in person. So yeah, you might get stares and stuff, but like, calm down. But yeah, so I think I've covered all the couples. So that's it for my recap. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. I'm just a dumb cunt, fucking sick and tired of it. Maybe I could. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just a dumb cunt, fucking sick and tired of it. Maybe I could front, look, maybe I could buy it.